I can do anything. I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want to be.
Monday, everyone. It's actually a beautiful day here in Adelaide, and I'm with a lady called Jane Donovan. Hi, Jane.
Hi, thanks for having me, Jodie.
My pleasure. And Jane actually has my dream job. So Jane works in the space of love and romantic relationships. And I have to tell you, I first came across Jane when I was having all sorts of problems in my love life.
Everybody does, darling. You're not unique.
Yes, that's right. And I went and joined Social 8. And that's a business that Jane has, which she'll talk about in a moment. What I loved was before I became a member, Jane actually sat me down and we had a one-on-one. What would you call those one-on-ones you do? It's just like
a bit of a mini coaching session.
A mini coaching session, which was really powerful for me. She told me a lot of stuff. She was very intuitive. And then I went along and I did Social 8, and after a while, I didn't actually meet the love of my life there. But it did stretch my comfort zone and it opened me up to meeting people. So you'll be happy to know, Jane, I've now met the love of my life.
Yay!
I'm in a beautiful relationship. And I was really, really keen to catch up with you because you're a working mum and you've built this incredible business that's not just Social 8, but there's all these things that have sort of spanned off of it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about where you're at now. What are your main things you've got on?
Okay, so Social 8's grown. We're now just starting to launch in Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane, as well as Adelaide. The beauty of Social 8 is that this is about empowering people to feel confident when they're socializing. You know, so many people when they're single, they are wanting to meet new people, but they're lacking in self-worth. They've got a lot of nerves going on, a lot of self-sabotaging going on.
That was all going on for me. Yeah.
It's so common with everybody.
Yeah.
And so what we want to provide what we do provide at Social 8 is the opportunity for people to gently ease into socializing as a single person. So it's not all about meeting the one. It's not all about finding love. It's about finding self-love.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. And so I'm actually fine that Jodie didn't meet the love of her life through me. I just like to help people to get to that point where you can meet them anywhere. You can meet them at a taxi station. You can meet them at the supermarket. But you've got to get there. You've got to work on your inner game and your outer game.
Inner game, outer game. I love that. I talk about that all the time in coaching, and it begins with the inner game.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
However, for those people that are not into self-development, the outer game will come first.
So Social 8 is for singles. Jane actually coordinates a dinner party, essentially, at a restaurant.
Yeah, we do dinners for six. We do events.
Yep.
And we do one-on-one introductions. That's my favourite. I love doing that.
Okay.
That's where I play matchmaker.
Yeah.
But I only do that with people that really are ready.
Yep.
You know, because there's no point. I could introduce someone to the most perfect partner, but if they're not ready and haven't got their inner game on, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it'll only mess it all up. Yep, absolutely. Oh, that's really cool.
It's fun.
Yeah. So
I love you said it's your dream job. It's my dream job too.
Well, I remember when I was single, and so romantic love is a very, it's probably my favourite topic. If I could be any type of coach, I'd love to coach people around relationships and romantic love. But I was single and having a terrible time in that space. And so, Jane, before you started Social 8, were you ever in a different type of role, or what's your background?
I think I've had 11 businesses.
So business is your thing.
I love startup businesses.
Okay, great.
I love it. That's my thing.
Yep.
But I basically spent 23 years in the entertainment industry.
Oh,
so I was a choreographer and then an entertainment producer.
Oh, fantastic.
And so that was cool. But there always break-offs. So I had the dance school, and first off I had the dance troupe, which became the dance school, which became the entertainment agency and production company.
Wow.
And so that was really cool. But I then had my little babies, and those hours, it's 7 days a week, 18 hour days. Yeah. And my babies, I wanted to be a mum first.
Yeah,
so
great.
I sold them both when I sold the first company when I was pregnant with my oldest child, who's now 17, and I sold the second company when she was about 4 months old, and I went, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be a mum.
Yeah, fair enough.
That lasted for about 5 months.
So 5 months of full-time mummy.
Yes.
And then you went, what happened next?
Well, I became the brown mouse syndrome. You know,
What's that?
really struggled with, I felt like I was this insignificant nothing.
Okay.
Not very healthy.
Brown mouse syndrome. Have you ever heard that? I've never heard that term before. I love it.
It's probably not very healthy because I was seeking my validation externally.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, this is, you know, a couple of decades ago.
Yeah.
And so I probably wasn't as wise as I like to think I am now. However, I started an online business called Party to Go, which is still going. And the concept was that it was themed children's birthday parties in a box that you could pick your theme, order them online, how many do you need, and it's got all the invitations, decorations, games, everything that you need. And they were being sent out around Australia.
Wow.
So that was good fun.
Yeah.
And then that got up and running. I do tend to have a bit of a habit of getting bored when it's the maintaining of a business.
Yes.
I like the creative process.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
So really for me, everything is evolving and shifting and changing, and I'm constantly checking in with what's bringing me joy, what problems are there, how can I solve problems.
Okay, great. And so really it's entrepreneurship at your heart. You're a business builder.
It's love and entrepreneurship, because every one of my businesses has been founded around passion and the love of something that I was seeing was not being done.
Right.
And pumping a business full of love.
Yeah,
I was really blessed to have a very successful father in business who shared with me very young integrity, honesty and loyalty.
Yeah.
And he said, if you follow those three, if you don't know what to do in business, check in with those three and you will always make the right decision.
Yeah.
Then I become the love coach.
Yes.
And
the love doctor you're referring to now.
In the media, it's cute, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't have a PhD though.
Yeah.
One of the things I loved the most was the day that I was writing all these corporate kind of emails off to our members.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I said, this is rubbish.
Yeah.
And I changed it. Now, a lot of people do this now, but this is going back 10 years.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, it was considered unprofessional for you to put kisses on an email or call someone darling, sweetheart, honey, hey beautiful, it's gorgeous to have your energy with us.
That's wacky 10 years ago.
It was really
and
wacky.
Now it is so damn common that it's almost like it's
almost
too
like
much.
it's fake.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I started writing these emails to my members, which back then were predominantly corporate high flyers.
Wow.
And I certainly had a drop-off rate. I had people that went, that's not for me, who is this chick?
Yeah.
And then the boom happened after that. You know, people hooked into the authentic love.
Yeah, and that's a really important point, Jane, that you mentioned there. I'm at the moment doing a lot of stuff, as you know, around online and understanding how to connect with an audience and create authentic relationships. And the moment you start being real, people are going to drop off because they're going to go, oh, that's not for me. But the right people start to get on board deeper.
That's it. And you are better off having a list of 100 people that totally get you, that love what you're doing, than having a list of 100,000 that are just whatever.
So true.
And I'm vulnerable. I share, oh, well, we've made a mistake. This is what happened. This is what we've learned. This is how we're moving forward. And people not just forgive you, they love it.
They do.
In fact, they demand it of you.
Yeah, that's right. It shows that you're real.
Yeah, that's right. So, and particularly in the matchmaking industry.
Yeah.
You know, you can put somebody together and they might turn around and go, what were you thinking, Jane?
Do you get that a lot? What were you thinking?
Funnily, I used to 10 years ago, loads. Now, no.
Really?
Because I work more with my clients on their inner game, that they know that whatever experience they have is for their highest good. Yeah. So what they may perceive as a bad match is actually a trigger for them to be able to become more consciously aware of what they do want.
Okay.
And so you have gratitude and blessings for the experience.
Yeah,
So it's self-ownership all the way. All I'm doing is facilitating the introduction.
Great,
Giving the opportunity.
And what a beautiful thing to do.
It's cool. We've got lots of socialite babies out there. I think that's really cool too.
How wonderful. Have you ever been invited to a socialite wedding?
Yes. In fact, I was invited to an engagement party on Saturday night. Unfortunately, I couldn't go, but yes, which is lovely.
Oh, that's
but not
great.
as often as you think though, because part of what happens with a service like this is that you introduce people and then I try to energetically step right out, because otherwise it's three people in that energetic dance.
Yes.
And so it's very important I step right out and let it happen organically and naturally from that point forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want everyone to be thinking, well, what would Jane say? Should we check with Jane?
Are we that's what was happening was, hang on, I'll get back to you. It's like, no, I don't want to be the third person in this relationship.
I'm not. You're glue.
Yeah. Sometimes I used to joke and say, gosh, do they want me to go out and kiss them as well?
Jane, tell us a little bit about, you've got a podcast.
Yes.
And then also something happening in New York.
Yes, that's a bit exciting.
Yeah,
So I've been
tell us
given
about those things.
an opportunity 6 weeks ago. I was given an opportunity to have my own 1 hour live radio show in New York.
I just come back from New York. Yeah.
And let's talk about feel the fear and do it anyway.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I
What's
could
the
have
fear?
vomited.
Yeah, so tell us about the fear that came up when you were offered this
Well,
opportunity.
I've done a lot of radio work, but it's always been either as a guest
Yep.
or co-hosting with somebody.
Okay.
And so this was my own show. I was anchoring it myself. I
Wow.
had a producer in my ear that's talking me through, we're coming up 2-minute mark, then we've got the 30-minute mark, we've got this ad coming on. He's talking, saying your guest is online, we're ready when you are. And you've got to try and keep the monologue going.
Yeah.
So it was skills that I thought I possessed.
Yeah.
The excitement was definitely there.
Yeah.
I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
And what you've got to realize, I believe, for all of us is that creativity and fear walk hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. You can't be, if you're wanting to create whatever, if you're wanting to step into that creative zone of newness,
Yeah.
fear is going to be right next to you. So you've got to make friends with the fear.
Yeah.
And the fear is, I'm not good enough. Who do you think you are? You're going to fail.
Yes.
You're going to say something that's live. You can't
Yeah.
edit it, whatever.
People will judge. Did you have that one?
Yes, all of that.
Yes,
Yes,
all of that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Who does she think she is?
Yeah.
All of that. Yeah.
So make friends with the fear and just move forward and do it.
Except that the fear is going to be there. That's
Yeah.
a natural part,
Yeah.
and just get used to it and
Yeah.
talk to it. I talk to my fear and go,
Me
well,
too.
thanks for having my back, but I've got this one.
Brilliant. I love that. And I do the same, and I teach clients to do that. It's the worst thing you can do is deny it and pretend it doesn't exist.
Well, suppressed fear is just going to become raging.
That's right. It will. And it compounds. Whereas, make friends with it and it starts to float away.
Yeah.
And it also almost becomes like a funny little voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, funnily, this whole fear thing, being an entertainment producer and having a dance school. So I would have students that, they could have trained 25 years
Yeah.
for their one opportunity.
Yeah.
What happens when they get that chance to audition for a job that's a paid professional job?
Yeah.
And that fear that kicks in is huge.
Yeah.
So I used to help them through that fear.
Yeah.
And then when I had the opportunity with Social Aid, it was like, I'm teaching the same thing.
It's mastering
identical.
fear all the way through
It
life.
is, isn't
Yeah, it is.
And the
absolutely.
self-worth,
Yep.
self-worth, self-love. I actually think everything comes back to self-love.
Yeah,
every
I agree.
time.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I love, being called the Love Doctor, because
Yeah.
everybody
What a
needs
beautiful
more.
title.
I know, it's pretty cool,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
It's very cool.
Sometimes I think I should go and get my PhD so I can actually really go, yeah, that's me.
I am truly a doctor in love. Yeah. And so, Jane, as the love doctor, for anyone out there, particularly mums that might be single mums, because I was a single mum for a long time, can you give us some top tips? I know you've talked about self-love, but maybe even some tactics around, let's say I want to find a relationship. What would be the first 3 things that I might do?
Okay, work out what it is that you're wanting to feel in that relationship.
Okay.
So once you know what it is you want to feel, it might be I want to feel funny and happy, or I want to feel adored or worshipped.
Nice.
How else can you get that in your life?
Yeah.
What is it you can do today to be attracting more of that feeling in your
Yeah.
life? You have to be what it is you desire.
Like attracts like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, when I have somebody that comes to me and they say, I want somebody that's really funny because I'm very serious, or I want somebody that's good with money because I'm not good with money, it's not going to happen.
Right.
It's
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
You need to learn to get good with money so that when the millionaire comes along,
Yes.
you can be on the same page, that you
Yes.
respect money in the same way. Or that if you're wanting somebody that's funny, you've got to have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
But the first thing is be what it is you desire in the relationship.
Great.
The second thing is while I'm a huge fan of visualizing and manifesting, conscious manifesting, it's also letting go, though, of that end result.
Yep.
So it's just surrendering to the universe that it's happening,
Yep.
but showing up for opportunities. You've got to say yes. You've got to say yes to more opportunities to meet people. It's not going to be the pizza boy that comes knocking on your door. It's not going to be the tall, handsome stranger. So you've got to get out and say yes. But what you do is you detach from the outcome.
Yeah, and it's so true, absolutely. So it's about just letting go of it.
It is,
Yeah,
it is. Changing your
absolutely.
mindset so you're not setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
The biggest, there's 2 big
Yeah.
self-sabotaging behaviours I see.
Okay.
Number 1, inaccurate judgment.
Okay.
Stop judging.
Yes, I say
Ask
that all the
the
time.
question.
Yeah.
If you don't know, ask the question.
Brilliant.
And the second one is build resilience.
Yeah.
Rejection. Oh, everybody is rejected everywhere in life every day.
Yeah.
However, it plays out very obviously in the
Yes.
singles game.
Yeah.
And so you've got to build resilience to it. And you have to recognize that when somebody is rejecting you, they're not rejecting you. They don't know you.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about
Don't
you
take it
except the
personally.
obviously. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
The
one of
four agreements.
Yes. Read the
Our
four
favourite
agreements as well. Yeah. Love the four agreements. Yeah. Great book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
You know, when you really commit to self-development,
yeah.
you really start to see the beauty within everybody.
Yeah.
And your door opens so wide
Yeah.
to who you can potentially connect with,
It's
because
so
you
true.
see the gifts of every connection that you ever have.
Yeah.
I see out there of you'll know, you'll know, you'll know. And the reality is you won't.
Yeah.
Your first date is likely to be nice.
Yeah. And that's exactly the situation. Sorry, Jace, but that's my partner.
Yeah,
Our
same with
first
me,
date
with my
was
husband.
nice.
Yeah.
But I said to him for the first few months, there's no way. This is just, I was even a bit to my auntie, what are you
fascinating.
thinking? Because he's younger than me and it was just nice. So I thought it was a friendship.
Yeah.
And he's very different to my typical type in some way.
That's when you know it's love, when
That's-
they say, not my normal type.
Which
and you
is
go,
healthy.
oh, look out. Yeah, it's
That's
very
right.
healthy. Very
Yeah.
healthy.
And it is the most healthy, loving, real, authentic relationship
oh,
I've
that's so beautiful.
ever experienced. And it is the dream.
That's beautiful. It's,
yeah.
everybody can achieve this, I promise you. There is a lid for every pot.
Yeah.
Always.
And you know what? All of the advice that Jane's just given us about finding your love and finding a healthy relationship, I think the same principles and rules apply in business.
It does.
And as an entrepreneur,
Yes.
a serial entrepreneur, one might say.
I like startups. I feel like
Yeah.
entrepreneur makes me sound like, I'm this squillionaire that's got all these huge companies. It's not like that. I just like
Yeah.
startups. I love starting them up and the thought process and the creative process that gets them off the ground
Yeah.
and working. I get really
Yeah.
excited by that.
And I guess for me, the meaning of an entrepreneur means someone that's been in the ring and bruised a bit and had
Oh
businesses.
yeah,
And,
had
you
all of the
know,
bruises.
I say, to me, entrepreneur isn't necessarily the millionaire with the yacht, but it's someone that has dabbled not just in one business. Some people say they've got one business and now I'm an entrepreneur. But it's like, you know what? You get the game. You've had your losses. You've had your wins.
Yes.
You play the game consistently.
Yeah, and I do love that. And everything that we have spoken of today absolutely applies to business.
Absolutely. And, I honestly think having a lifestyle business particularly is what we're really focused on. Being able to be a mum but have a business where you can do that. It is the best curriculum you can go through in life because you learn so much about yourself in having a business. Jane, I want to say thank you so much. I've got, as always, one of our 7 Effects goodie bags for you.
Thank you so much.
It's got a
It's
life plan
fabulous.
in it and it's got some samples of some beautiful organic natural supplements and different things. So that's for
lovely.
you.
Thank you so much.
Now, out to our community, it's my pleasure. Is there anything that you would like to offer I Love Monday viewers?
Oh, look, I just love coaching people to help them to achieve the love in their life they desire.
And she's bloody good at it too.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. They absolutely deserve. So for any of the I Love Monday listeners, if you'd like to contact me via my website, I'd love to offer you a 25% discount off my 50-minute coaching sessions.
Yeah.
So all the details are on my website, which is janedonovan.com.au.
And I have to say, if you are single, absolutely take that up because the last time I caught up with Jane was 2 years ago. It was a phone call coaching session. She was really generous with her time and it wasn't actually a full-on session, but we only went for 15 minutes and it shifted so much in me. And then not long
that's
after,
good.
I met Jane.
Love came along.
Make sure you catch up with Jane if you're looking for
And
love.
that's actually also for relationships because I do
Yeah.
a lot of couples relationships as well,
Nice.
or working with the individual within the relationship.
Ah, great. So it doesn't matter whether you're single or in a relationship. If you want more love, give Dr. Love a call. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, Jane.
Thank you so much, Jodie.
See you all. Happy Monday. Bye.
I can do anything. I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want to be.